Good morning, children. Welcome to the first session of the chapter of probability for class 10th. What is probability? Probability is a measure of the likelihood of an event to occur. Many events cannot be predicted with total certainty. We can predict only the chance of an event to occur, that is, how likely they are to happen using it. So, probability is something very important. How we decide what is going to happen, our predictions, that is probability. We all know that the probability found out in class 9 was empirical probability or the experimental probability, and it was given by empirical probability of an event E is defined as P of E is equal to number of trials in which the event happened upon the total number of trials of the experiment. The empirical interpretation of probability can be applied to every event associated with an experiment which can be repeated a large number of times. But if the events are equally likely, that is, one event is as likely to occur as the other, we use the theoretical probability. In class 10th, we'll study about this probability. Now, equally likely means what? That if there's an event, if we take a dice, for example, the probability of getting 1 is what? It is the same as getting 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. That means they are equally likely events. Similarly, if I am tossing a coin, the probability of getting a head or getting a tail is the same. So these are called the equally likely events. Let us try to recall some questions based on the empirical probability from the CBSE manual of class 9. A coin is tossed 1000 times and 560 times a head occurs. The empirical probability of the occurrence of a head in this case is, what is it? It is going to be the number of times you get a head upon the total number of times the experiment was done. That means it is 560 upon 1000, which is how much? Which is 0.56. That is the answer. Similarly, let us take up question 2. Two coins are tossed 200 times and the following outcomes are recorded. You get head in both the cases 56 times. You get one head, one tail, or one tail, one head 110 times, and both the tails 34 times. What is the empirical probability of occurrence of at least one head in above case? So when we are saying at least one head means minimum one head. So it can be one head or it can be two heads also. So we'll be taking the total number of times we are getting one head or two heads. Addition of that, which is 110 plus 56, which is how much? 166 upon the total number of the times the coins are tossed, that is 200. We get the probability as 166 upon 200, which is equal to how much? It is 0.83. Similarly, we can take up the third question also. Now, the theoretical probability is the classical probability, and for an event E, it is defined as P of E is equal to the total number of outcomes favorable to E upon the total number of possible outcomes of the experiment. Now, whatever are our favorable outcomes, the number of those favorable outcomes upon the total number of possible outcomes of the experiment is defined as the theoretical probability or the classical probability. It is this probability that we'll be studying in class 10th. Now in class 10th, what all do we have to learn? We'll be doing the terms like sure or certain events, the impossible events, complementary events, elementary events. We will also find the probability of getting a head or a tail in a coin or a pair of coin or in 3 coins. We'll also find out the probability related to the events in experiments with a die or a pair of dice, and the probability of events in experiment related to the cards. So this is all you will be doing in class 10th, and we'll be doing some more NCERT questions also. Let us take up the first important term, the sure or the certain events. Now what is a sure event? An event is sure when it is sure to happen. That means there's a 100% possibility of the event to happen, or we say that the probability of the sure event is 1. Now, what does that mean? If I say today is Monday, what is the probability that tomorrow is going to be a Tuesday? So it is for sure it will be a Tuesday tomorrow, and we'll say that the probability is how much? It is 1 to get a Tuesday tomorrow. Similarly, if I say what is the probability of having 31 days in January? So it is for sure that January will always have 31 days. So the probability of getting 31 days in January is 1, and we call such an event as a sure event. Let us take up some examples of the impossible events. The probability of an event that is impossible to occur is 0, and such an event is called an impossible event. Let us take up one example. If today is Monday, then the probability that tomorrow is a Wednesday, or tomorrow is a Thursday, or tomorrow is a Friday, that is 0. There is no possibility that tomorrow, if today is Monday, tomorrow it can be a Wednesday. It has to be a Tuesday only. So the probability of having a Wednesday tomorrow if today is Monday is 0, and we call such an event as an impossible event. Let us take up another important term, the complementary events. If E represents a certain event, then the event not E will be its complementary event. PE bar is equal to 1 minus PE, where E bar is called the complementary event of the event E. Let us take up another term, the elementary events. Now, an event having only one outcome of the experiment is called an elementary event. For example, in a coin, getting a head is an elementary event. In a dice, getting a 6 or a 2 or a 3, they are all elementary events. Note that the sum of probabilities of all elementary events of an experiment is 1, and for any event E, 0 less than equal to PE is less than 1. That means the probability of an event can never be less than 0, and minimum possibility of a probability is 0, and the maximum possible value of any probability is 1. We come to another important term, sample space. The set of all possible outcomes for an experiment is called its sample space. For example, if I take the coin, while tossing a coin, the possible outcomes can be a head or a tail. So a set of heads and tail is called a sample space for the event tossing a coin. Similarly, if I am rolling a die, then I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So the sample space for the event of rolling a die can be the set of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this is what is sample space. So I hope all the terms that we'll be using in the chapter of probability are clear to you. If there's any doubt, you can go through this video again, and we will begin with the questions related to the die and to the coin in the next session of our probability. Thank you so much, children.